Hey guys, I'm Louis and welcome to my latest video. So in today's video I'm going to be doing the movies tag, and essentially just like the tags I've done previously where it's just a list of questions. All these ones are regarding movies, obviously that's why it's called the movies tag. I'm just going to go through and answer them. Hope you enjoy. First question is, what's my favourite movie of all time? And you know, I've got to say it's probably Chronicle. You saw it in my top 5 movies if you've been following my channel for a while. If not, then essentially I love this film. It's about a group of 3 lads. They get superpowers. They mess about with them, have fun with them, try and get stronger and stronger. They get better and more powerful and more experienced with their powers. Then one of them goes a little bit power mad and kills one of them and has a fight with the other one, which is his cousin. And yeah, it's just such a gripping story. I just love the way they get the powers, and they love the way they use the powers, and it's shot in found footage. Now that is normally a sort of phenomenon that you would associate with horror movies. You know, these days you've got like Paranormal Activity and that sort of thing, but they've incorporated found footage into a superhero movie, and I just think that's a really good way of going about things because it personalises it a lot more, and you get to learn more about the characters as a person rather than just as a superhero. Like with, let's say, the Avengers, yeah, you've got Captain America, but it doesn't really talk much about his personal feelings and that. It's just kind of like what he's doing as a superhero as opposed to him personally, and I just think that Chronicle is just the perfect superhero movie. Second question is, what was my favourite scene from my favourite movie? Now I said my favourite movie is Chronicle, and my favourite scene is when they first learn to fly, because it's just great. Because there's this little bit where one of their friends is already somewhere, and he texts the other 2 and tells them to go somewhere, and they can't find him at all, and then they get another text that says look up, and they look up and he's literally just floating there, just like chilling, and it's just the funniest moment like ever. Third question is, who are my favourite actors and actresses? Probably I'd have to say Simon Pegg, Dane DeHaan and James Franco. Now I just love these 3 guys so much. They're just so great at what they do, and they're great in whatever role they play. Like James Franco, whether it's a funny role like in This Is the End or a more serious role like 127 Hours, he's still equally as good. And Simon Pegg's great as that as well. I mean, he's more comedy based than serious most of the time. Like, he is a comedy actor, like most of the stuff he does is comedies, but out of the serious things I have seen him in, he's great in those too. And then you obviously got Dane DeHaan, more of a serious guy. He's in Chronicle, so that kind of speaks for itself, and he's just one of those upcoming actors that I just think is gonna just do great in his career in general. Question 4 is, what's the most annoying actor in your opinion? And I'd have to say that Jaden Smith is the most annoying, because Will Smith is one of the greatest actors like ever in like the history of film, but his son just thinks because his dad's a great actor that he's automatically a good actor. Like, he doesn't even try. He's the most stuck up, spoiled little brat ever, and it just shows through in every performance. In the Karate Kid remake, he was shit. After Earth, shit. You know, all these films that he's been in, he's just absolutely atrocious. And literally the only reason he gets these movies is because his dad's Will Smith. If his dad was like just a normal bloke, he wouldn't have a chance in acting. Question number 5, we have, who's the best director? And in my opinion, I think the best director is Quentin Tarantino. You know, he makes all these absolutely brilliant films. He flips a lot of concepts on the head, you know, such as with Inglourious Basterds. He takes the traditional sort of, oh, the Nazis are always going to be bullying, well, not bullying, but are always going to be persecuting and going after the Jews in World War II, and he flips that on the head, and he gets a group of Jews that go around killing Nazis, and he just absolutely, he's just so great at just taking the tiniest little things and just flipping it, and it just becomes an amazing concept. My favourite films of his obviously are Kill Bill, Volumes 1 and 2, like I just said, Inglourious Basterds and Pulp Fiction. You know, they're the 3 main films that he's known for. I mean, there is countless others that he's made, such as Reservoir Dogs, and he's just absolutely brilliant in every film that I've seen of him, but those 3 really stand out. Next question is, what's my favourite guilty pleasure movie? So this is kind of a movie that I kind of like and I shouldn't like. It's Twilight. I mean, not specifically the first one, but just the series in general. Yeah, there's a bit of annoying bits. Yeah, the love story's a bit but the action sequences, the vampires, the werewolves, absolutely awesome, all of it. And I just love the massive battles that are in there. And yeah, the last one was a little bit disappointing because it turned out that the final battle was actually not real. It was kind of like a dream sort of thing. And yeah, that was a bit of a bullshit, but I do like the films in general, and they're literally like the only films I can think of that a lot of people would like. A lot of people just see them as like girls' movies, but no, I think anyone can like Twilight, and you know what? I love it. But Kristen Stewart is a bit annoying sometimes. So next is my favourite tearjerker film. So this, I'm guessing, is just a film that made me cry, and it's got to be Big Hero 6. Saw it a couple of months ago. Cried like a baby. But essentially, the two main bits is one where the main character's dead brother, basically the main character finds a recording of his dead brother, and you know, that just really got me going. Like, I just couldn't imagine losing my brother, and just finding that, and now it got me. But then the worst bit is when Baymax, they essentially go through a portal to save the main bad guy's daughter, and they're just about to, well, essentially Baymax gets left behind in the portal and you think he's essentially gone, and that, I just couldn't take it anymore. Like, I was just like, Baymax, no, stop it, come back, because I just love him so much. Like, I mean, he's here, for God's sake. That's how much I love freaking Baymax. And you know, even though he didn't actually, I'm not sure if they built a new one or what. I think they just found, I don't know, I'm not entirely sure. Like, it doesn't really explain why he gets left behind and then he somehow like comes back. So I don't know if they built another one or something like that. I imagine they built a new one. I might have to go and research that because I'm not entirely sure, but you know, anyway, he's back. So the 8th question is a movie villain that scared me the most. Now, there isn't any movie villains or characters that really scare me, but a scene in a movie that scared me is in Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. You probably know what I'm going to say. At the end, when they open the Ark and all the Nazis are looking at it and their faces melt off. And the first time I watched this must have been about 11 or 12, and I absolutely shat myself. Like, not literally, but I was literally like so scared for like I couldn't sleep for like weeks. And I just didn't expect it to be as like brutal as it was. Like, my dad told me, oh, be careful when you watch the last scene of Raiders of the Lost Ark, it's a little bit frightening. And I was like, oh no, Dad, I'll be fine, I'll be absolutely fine. I'll watch it. I'm terrified for weeks. Next we have a film that I love but everyone else hates, and that has to be X-Men The Last Stand. Everyone says this is a shit, everyone says it's the worst X-Men movie, but it's probably one of the best X-Men movies. It's better than the first X-Men movie. It's definitely better than X-Men Origins Wolverine. And it's probably on a par with X-Men First Class and Days of Future Past. And then X-Men 2 is obviously, well, in my opinion, it's the best. Number 10, the opposite of that, we have a film that everyone else loves and I hate, and personally it's got to be Frozen. I hate the songs in it, I hate the characters, they all look like twats. It's just an annoying film and people just go on about it and on about it and on about it. Like, I can understand when it first came out and the consequent months after it was out, and then when the DVD came out, yeah, fine, hype it all you want. But it's been out for ages now and people are still hyping it up, and it's like, stop, the hype needs to just stop. It's not even that good. It's just a rip-off of The Lion King, really. Like, a lot of the things that happen in The Lion King happen in Frozen, it's just in a different location. Number 11, we have the best acting duo, and for me personally this has got to be Seth Rogen and James Franco. Yeah, I mentioned James Franco earlier, but him and Seth Rogen together are just absolutely comedy gold. Like Pineapple Express, This Is the End, or there's also other people in that movie, and also The Interview. They literally make me cry of laughter in every single movie that they're in together. They just got great chemistry. Like, literally, they could literally get married. Like, that's how much chemistry they have. They could marry each other. They're brilliant together. So 12, we have favourite animated movie, and now this is a little bit off the radar. Not a lot of people will actually know about this film unless you're a Batman fan, and it is Batman Forever, Return of the Joker, also known as Batman of the Future, Return of the Joker, But I absolutely love this film because it takes the Batman of the future, or the Batman Forever, who is the sort of newer Batman, I guess you'd say, who takes over when Bruce Wayne is too old to be Batman anymore. And essentially there's this gang called the Jokers, who are essentially rip-offs of the actual Joker, and they've been doing all this stuff because the Joker hasn't been around. And what do you know, the Joker comes back. Not all as it seems. I'm not going to spoil it for you because it's an absolutely brilliant movie, and there's so many twists and turns, but it's just a brilliant movie, and it even shows sort of a flashback to what actually happened to the Joker and how he actually died within that, and it's just absolutely class. Number 13, we have actor or actress crush, and obviously for me it's actress crush. It's got to be Margot Robbie, from, well, mainly known from Wolf of Wall Street, and basically just because of this scene.
Good morning, Daddy. Where's my kiss?
Hey, sweetheart. Does Daddy get a kiss from both of his little girls, huh?
Oh, no. No, Daddy doesn't even get to touch Mommy for a very, very, very long time.
Daddy's really sorry about what he said in the other room. He didn't mean any of it.
Daddy shouldn't waste his time. And from now on, it's gonna be nothing but short skirts around the house. And you know something else, Daddy? Mommy is just so sick and tired of wearing panties.
Yeah?
Yeah. But no touching.
So the next question is, who's my favourite movie villain? And it's got to be the Heath Ledger's Joker from The Dark Knight. I just think it's brilliantly well acted. Sadly, Heath Ledger's not with us anymore, but he lives on through that performance. So the next question we have is, what is the most surprising movie? And I've got to say Wolf of Wall Street. I mean, I've been told by a lot of people to watch this for ages, and I wasn't the greatest fan of Leonardo DiCaprio, because I've seen him in Titanic and he wasn't that good. Romeo and Juliet, yeah, it's good in Inception, but there's not really much else. But his performance in this absolutely blew me away, and it's completely flipped my perspective of him. It was most surprising because I didn't, honestly, when I saw it was 3 hours long, or best part of 3 hours, I thought, no, this is never going to hold my attention for that long, but it did. The entire movie, loved every single scene, every single moment of the film, every line, every action, just everything was perfectly made, and I don't know how Leonardo DiCaprio didn't win an Oscar for that film. Like, if he can't win one for that, then I just don't, he's never going to win one in my opinion, because that is literally one of the best performances I've ever seen in like movie history, and he didn't get an Oscar for it. Freaking 12 Years a Slave won an Oscar, when Wolf of Wall Street is a billion times better than that, and not boring at all. Next question we have is, if I could only keep one movie, I guess this means that I can only have one DVD or Blu-ray, and then the rest I have to watch online or stream through Netflix, that sort of thing. And probably Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, because it's not on a lot of streaming services anyway, but it's probably one of the best Star Wars movies. It's definitely the best of the original trilogy, and I just love every little bit of that film, from the battle in Hoth to Cloud City, even the bit with Yoda on Dagobah. I just absolutely love that film so much, and it's one of the best Star Wars films there is. So number 17 is movie recommendations and who I'm going to be recommending it for. Now, I didn't actually realise that these tag videos you have to either be tagged or tag someone else, and since I haven't been tagged for any of these videos, I'm just going to go ahead and tag someone, and that someone I'm going to tag is Mr. Dark Phoenix. Really love his YouTube channel, you should go and check him out. I'll leave a link down in the description. You know, he does all sort of superhero related content. He also does loot crate openings, he does reviews of TV shows, you know, Arrow, Flash, I think Game of Thrones as well, Gotham, you know, all these kind of shows and all this stuff, and he does a lot of stuff to do with you know, Marvel and DC and all these superheroes, and he's just absolutely brilliant. But the movie I'm going to recommend to you, Mr. Dark Phoenix, is Johnny English. I'm not sure if if you've actually seen it or not, but even if you have, it's worth a watch again. It stars Rowan Atkinson, obviously famous for playing Mr. Bean, and he basically takes on the role as a secret agent, and he's a pretty terrible secret agent, not going to lie. Like, he works for like MI5 or MI6, something like that. I think it's MI6, and it's just absolutely comedy gold. And if you like any of the James Bond movies or anything, I mean, I know that you like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Johnny English is great. Yes, it's not as serious as something like that, but it's absolutely brilliant. So the next question is, if I could go back in time and marry one actor or actress, who would it be? And for me, it's got to be Marilyn Monroe. She's absolutely beautiful. Well, from the pictures I've seen, obviously she's not alive anymore. She's just pretty much like, I don't know, she's just incredible. She's like a work of art. She's literally like, she's curvy, she's a brilliant actress. She's just I wish she was still here so I could like do something, like hug her or kiss her or more stuff. I don't know, but she's just amazing. Next question is, if there's one remake that I wish wasn't made, which would it be? And I'll have to say Amazing Spider-Man. Not because I dislike the movie, I really do like Amazing Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man 2. They're not that bad. Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is meh. Amazing Spider-Man 1 is, oh, again, meh. But I do think they're decent movies. But I did prefer the original Spider-Mans, you know, your Sam Raimi Spider-Mans with Tobey Maguire, James Franco again, Kirsten Dunst, you know, all these actors and actresses, and I just thought they sort of put together Spider-Man's world perfectly. Next question we have is, if you could watch one more film before you die, what would it be? And I'm not sure if I'm really supposed to be doing this, but this, I've gone for a sort of more clever answer. Like, I haven't gone for the film that I love the most, I've gone for the film that's the longest. Now, there's an upcoming film soon that's going to be shown only once. It's called Ambiance, and it's going to be 720 hours long, which is 30 days. So literally I just whack the movie on and I just invite all the people I care about, all my friends, just everyone that's close to me, just have them round. The movie will be on in the background, we can order pizza, we can eat as much as we freaking want, we can do whatever we want, and it'd just be a nice way to see out the end of my life, I guess. And 30 days is a long time, you can get a lot done in 30 days. So number 21 is, what is my favourite genre and what is the favourite movie from that genre? Now, my favourite genre is probably superhero movies, and although I said that Chronicle's my favourite movie and it is a superhero movie, apart from that, my favourite superhero movie is The Dark Knight. I just think it's absolutely brilliantly crafted. It's the most amazing, it's the best Chris Nolan film. It's just absolutely incredible. Perfect casting, perfect acting, perfect directing, all the perfect components of a movie. So the last question, sorry it's been a bit of a long video, but there's a lot of questions. But anyway, it is, what is the first movie that I saw in the cinema? And it was Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius for me. I just love that movie so much. I can just remember the whole cinema experience, going there, getting popcorn, getting one of those Fanta Frozen things, and it was just an absolutely beautiful way to start my movie going life, I guess. Anyway guys, that brings the video to a close. Hope you did enjoy. Leave a like if you did. Comment on what your opinions are on movies, what your favourite movies are, worst movies, or you could just leave your own answers to these questions in the comments. Like I said, I tagged Mr. Dark Phoenix, so if you have actually watched this video, then basically just do the tags, answer the questions, and I'll be sure to watch it. But keep up the good work anyway. Subscribe if you enjoy my content in general anyway, guys, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace!